So let's talk about pitfalls to avoid when listing a property that is owned by an estate. An estate scenario, or really probate, happens when the last owner of the property passes away. And here in the state of Florida, it's really irrelevant whether or not that person had a will or didn't have a will. In order to be able to list a property, sell a property, and execute a purchase agreement for an estate, a probate court has to issue a letter of administration and confirm a personal representative. And here's where I see challenges all the time with listings for estates. Somebody passes away, they have a will, and let's say they designate their children as the executor of the will, and now the children are going to list the property thinking that they can just go ahead and get the ball rolling. Maybe they want to open probate because it's expensive, or maybe they're just not aware of it. And so now the listing agent takes a listing and probate has not yet been opened. And oftentimes they will get the property sold, put it on the contract, and then the title company says, wait a second, we need to open probate. And the whole thing might derail because, number one, it could take a long time. But number two, the buyer may walk because there really is not a valid legal contract. A contract, as well as a listing, cannot be executed until the court appointed or confirmed a personal representative. So what should you do when you have the opportunity to list an estate? The first thing to do is ask them, has probate been opened, yes or no? And if the answer is no, then that is the first step that has to be taken. Regardless of whether or not there is a last will and testament, in the state of Florida, probate must be opened, and the court has to issue a letter of administration, which in essence is an appointment of someone as the personal representative of the state. Now, if there's a will, then most of the time the quote-unquote executor of the will be appointed personal representative, but there are no guarantees. And until the court does so, there might be uncertainty. Number two, if the person that passed away had children, it was a homestead property, there might be other considerations to come into play. So it's very, very important that probate is opened, and depending on the county where the property is located at, and especially now with everything having been slowed down due to COVID, it can take anywhere from a couple of weeks to a couple of months to open probate and get a letter of administration. So that is the first step. Once you have the letter of administration, then you know who is authorized to actually sell the property, and you can then take the listing and move forward accordingly. I hope you found this helpful. My name is Thomas Hyman, and my alarm is ringing here, so this is done in real time. Feel free to reach out to me with any questions that you might have. I'm not just a broker, I'm also a title agent here in the state of Florida, and I'll be happy to help you answer any questions you might have, as always. Thank you so much for your time, and make it a fantastic day.